Sorry I'm late. Hey, there's no late in Tailgate. Unless I'm late. Sorry about that. Now, let's go. Howdy and hello. By the way, there's nothing ever on my channel that's going to be approved for anybody under the age of 21. Or at least old enough to smoke tobacco products, chew tobacco products, purchase tobacco products, or in general be an adult. And there's also going to be nothing on my channel that's going to be socially acceptable for anybody that chooses to be offended on a regular basis. If you feel that this is talking to you, bye. Hey, nobody's here anyways. For those of you who are wondering why in the hell the voodoo was late today, I had pork loins in the oven. Howdy, Everett. Great to see you, sir. I had pork loins in the damn oven. And in no way, shape, or form am I going to go and start a live stream with pork loins in the oven. I gotta at least pull them out. Now, I'm going to be completely able to work with those. But that's dinner for a couple of days. I tried to start them early enough that I could get out from what I was doing 30 minutes ago. But I misread the instructions that were given to me by Holly. Howdy, Steve and Miss Kathy. Great to see, well, both of y'all and Everett today. So the directions as given to me by Holly was take the pork loins, get them roasted, get them ready for pulled pork. Got it. No problem. Getting everything ready, getting it all good to go. Oven took a little longer to heat up than I expected. I would have had to have pulled the pork loins out of the oven, and literally sprinted to the front door to start on time. You don't just pull a pork loin out of the oven. You pull the pork loin out of the oven, you let it sit, you do certain various different other things. While you're waiting for that, you get to the point where you're ready to start pulling it apart for pulled pork. And I suddenly get told, okay, so for tonight we'll have some slices of those pork loins. And I'm like, pork, gotta put it in halt. So suddenly I'm going from plan A to plan I don't know what in the hell I'm being told to do. I ask a few questions. I get cussed at because I'm asking for clarification. Holly's not having a good day. It has to do with the people that she works with. It's not me. But she wants me to know exactly what she's thinking. And I keep telling women, I am really piss poor at reading your mind. You want to go around me? Fine, I'll stand right here. You want to go through me? That's not going to work. You're going to have to tell me what you want done. You can't just expect to walk through me. I'm bigger than I'm bigger than both the women that are here. Put together, they ain't going to hurt me. They ain't going to knock me down. They know it. But they will. Women folk. Sorry. And if there's any women out there that want to take exception to this, that's fine. But guys can't read your minds. If we could read your minds, then women would not be from Venus and men would not be from Mars. We would all be from Earth, and that's the way it would be because men could read your minds. And I'm fairly certain that women would hate it if I could read their minds because, well, let's be honest. There's some crazy women out there, and I would be taking notes. That woman is knuckin' butts. And then there'd be, those women that are full on, lady outside, but full on slut behind closed doors. Yeah, I know who all of y'all are. Just saying. James, I'm sure it was me. I'm sure it was me, James. It's always me. I take blame. I don't always do so in a good nature, but I take the blame. But yes, any ladies out there that want to be mad at me, remember that at some point in time, you have probably either walked straight at a guy that is in a position of blocking the way you want to go, and he can have 2 or 3 different options on ways to move. to get out of your way. But if you don't tell him which way you're going, and he just stands there, it's because he can't read your mind. And I'm not trying to piss any woman off out there, ladies. Guys are dense. We don't take hints. If you want something from a guy, you just come right out and say it. It's not my fault. Well, James, if I pick a direction and move, 9 times out of 10, I will literally move into the path where they're trying to go. And I'm lazy. I don't like having to pick people up from the floor after I knock them down. If I knock you down, I'm just going to go ahead and keep going. Boom, you're going down. That's when, guy thought comes through. Go ahead and stomp on them a few times. You already knocked them down. You might as well go ahead and finish the job. I'm playing. Come on, y'all. I'm playing. Good one, Steve. Oh, James, maybe I'm overthinking things, but maybe I'm just adept at being lazy. I'm not going to move unless I have to. And if they don't tell me that I need to move, then how do I know I'm supposed to move? Uh-oh, Cliff Higgins is pressure washing the back door at his office. Cliff, I thought you'd stay at home for that. Oh, but that's right, your wife works with you. I guess you can pressure wash it or whitewash it any way you see fit, sir. I applaud you taking the time and effort to do such things. Keep it clean, Cliff. Keep it clean. Remember, loose tea is a Japan meets Texas type of thing. And for some of y'all will never know. Cliff understands exactly what I said. I had a nice little email conversation with him earlier. And eventually, something's going to arrive here and I get to make all of y'all jealous. And I will. To the best of my ability, I will. But seriously though, I thought James was going to be on my side. Because of a certain job that he used to do. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to mention it. But a certain job that James used to do. I think he would understand the whole theory of only move if you absolutely have to. If you don't absolutely have to move, stay perfectly still. Just don't move. Don't even blink. But no, James just tells me, then go ahead and move, then move again, then move a third time. I dance with people at the grocery store all the damn time. I go to move one way, they go to move one way. I go to move another way, they go to move the same way. I've gotten to the point now where I'm just like, I'm going to the left. Or I'm going to the right. And unless they're backwards, chances are they will realize that I'm telling them, I'm going around you. A 20-pound cat. Oh, good Lord. And I thought my little fluffball buddy was bad when he got up to 15-something pounds. He's dropped a few pounds with cancer meds. And actually, it's just interesting that he's dropping pounds and taking steroids. It just makes him mad. School bus. Hey, James, by the way, sure, Everett, I'll take a picture of any cats. That's fine. Send it to that email address. That way I know I'll get it. James. It always seems to be that I am at a T-junction and I can go two different directions. I can either go directly behind me or I can go one way or the other. Neither one of them will say, I'm going to the sink, I'm going to the bathroom, I'm going down the hall. And of course, they're going to wait until I'm in the kitchen or at one of those spots before they decide that they have to move right at me. And they move right at me. Just a simple little, hey, I'm going to the left. That gets me out of the way. Just tell me where you're wanting to go. I'll make it happen so that you don't even have to go around me. I'll move out of your way. Whew. You know, Steve, while that's somewhat true, one of those crazies on the scooters at Walmart thought that it would be a good thing to try and run me over, and it wasn't. Of course, I had my steel-toed boots on that day. When they ran up onto my steel-toed boot, it just kind of bumped up onto the toe, and there I was going like, you're going to have to back the fuck up off of my foot. Howdy, Donnie. Great to see you, sir. Hopefully all is going well for everybody here. I need to get this cigar lit. Talking too much. By the way, just in case anybody's not aware, Steve and Miss Kathy are going to be filling in for Glum Chum this evening. Howdy, Robert. Great to see you, sir. Glum Chum's got some issues. I was not specifically told to discuss them. He's taken a day or so off. I don't know how many. And Steve and Miss Kathy offered to fill in, and that was accepted. So Steve and Miss Kathy are filling in, which is fine. Oh, Steve, Miss Kathy, if y'all want to go on earlier so that you got a little extra time, just because it's been a while since you've been live, feel free. Not a problem. I don't need to go for 2 hours. I started 30 minutes late. I apologize about that. Again, pork loin in the oven. I don't screw with dinner. Now it's lit. Oh, it's public information, I'm sure. But I still don't like discussing. Look, if you follow Glum Chum on Instagram and YouTube and you know what's going on, then you already know. If you don't follow Glum Chum on Instagram and YouTube, it is not on me to discuss it here. I understand why he's taking some days off. Don't know how many. I haven't discussed that with him. Doubt that I will get the chance to discuss that with him. I'm pretty certain that Doug and Matt both know that I'm thinking about them. If they don't know, then they should know. Fruit punch flavored sports drink. Don't worry, it's just because it's hot. Here in the Houston area, it's hot. I mean, I'm literally wearing shorts and a t-shirt. Not a problem, Steve. I'm just letting you know, as anybody will tell you, my time doing tailgates is fluid. If you want to start early, jump in there. You want to wait a little bit longer because you just don't feel like going for the regular set amount of time. Feel free. All right, James, you be careful with that. We don't need to have you having sticky stuff all over that party cabin of y'all's. Just saying. Everett, the problem is, yes, while February is your summer, what happens in summer is like stepping into the mouth of hell. Yeah. Howdy, Cole. Great to see you, sir. Just finishing a curly head, probably? I think that's probably what you were saying. That'd be the Arturo Fuente curly head. Somewhere around $3. Decent cigar. Not going to blow your skirt up or nothing, but if you just feel like having a cigar, they're good. Granted, I have never seen a cheaper than $5 cigar that was ever going to be like, oh, damn, you got to try this. I mean, there's some that are out there that I will recommend, and I'll tell you why I recommend them highly and readily. But it's not that I'm saying, oh my God, you got to try this. No. You get down there into the lower priced ones, those are good to have in your humidor for that friend that comes over and begs you to have a cigar, and then they smoke a half inch of it, burn it, and taste slobber all over it. They don't finish it ever. Those are great cigars for people like that. How much of that cigar did you waste? Who cares? Less than $1. Great. Now, imagine if they showed up and decided they were going to smoke your Partagas D4. They'd be, if a friend of mine did that, they'd be lucky to make it out the door. You gonna finish that damn cigar, damn it. That's for you. You gonna finish it. Not a problem, Steve. I'll figure out a way to make them smoke. I can figure it out. I've been screwing around with messed up cigars for so long it's ridiculous. But yeah. Yeah, that's one issue with the factory smoke. Sometimes you end up with one of those cigars that is really a beginner's roller's first couple of dozen attempts. And it takes a while. But how do you teach someone to be a master roller unless you accept the fact that they're going to fuck up some cigars? So there it is. I mean, there's the factory smokes. Sure, it's one of their teaching tools, but the product was still good enough for the most part to still be a satisfactory smoke. And that's what I liked about them. They're still a decent smoke as far as the taste goes. Oh, Steve, by the way, I smoked the puck the other morning while taking that cat for the walk that I do every day. And it smoked pretty good. So I know it's not the Alec Bradley one. That only brings it down. There's only 2 other options. Oh, Robert, I don't know why people are still smoking Quorum. Yeah, I have pulled plastic pieces out of Quorums. That and what was the other one? Factory rejects. Yes, there's like number 59, number 79, number 99 factory rejects that I've also pulled plastic out of the cigar. Now, I'm not trying to talk crap about the company that makes them, I'm just saying that there's a lot of those companies out there that will put out a cigar that has all kind of practically floor sweepings, stuff I wouldn't feed a dog, and they're throwing it in there like, meh, because it's cheap. I wonder why it was so cheap. Yeah, go ahead, Robert. Just don't be surprised if you ever find a long piece of the sack that was used to bundle them up. Plastic does a body good. There should be some brands that are seriously just denied entry into the United States. The worst part is they give a good upstanding cigar company a bad reputation. Who was Quorum made by? Go ahead, look it up. Reputable company. Now the Project 40s, I'm good with those. I remember when those first came out. The regular ones. The Maduros came out a little while later. Howdy, Buckeyed Piper. Great to see you, sir. Robert, except for like basically the Groovy Blue, pretty much everything smells better than Captain Black Grape. I say that a lot myself, Buckeye. Mostly because the alternatives are much worse. Steve, you floored me, brother. You floored me. You know I'm not good at accepting gifts because right now I'm in a tight enough situation where I have to spend Holly's money to buy things. I mean, my little bit of investments covers what I need it to cover, but very little else. I don't like spending Holly's money. I don't like people spending their money on me either. It bugs me. Always has, always will. And no, don't feel bad. I'm not trying to chastise anybody. Like, if y'all give me something and you send it, fine. Just know that somewhere deep down I'm sitting there going like, because that's the way it feels to me. Well, howdy, John. Great to know that your name is John. I will try, but I'm probably going to fail. But I've had one of my oldest friends would be named John, so. Though he spelled his with an H. And he was named after his dad, so there is that. Oh, Cole. No, the cigars, Steve got me, really good cigars. Howdy, Paul. Great to see you, sir. Hopefully England is treating you well. By the way, congratulations to Chelsea football team. I meant to say this back on Wednesday. I don't even remember the team that they beat, but it was 2-3 at the end of it, with Chelsea winning. When Boris shows up, someone help me and remind me to say something about that. Howdy, Sharon. Great to see you, ma'am. 2 weeks of working hell. Oh. Yeah, but Steve, I don't actually even celebrate my own birthday. I've never, I mean, not since I was a kid. It's just another day that ends in Y to me. Yeah. I've worked on Christmas so many times it's ridiculous. Because I didn't have the same family constraints. And mostly because I could let all those other people that have family that they want to see go see their family, and I could say, hey, look, my gift to y'all, I'll work Christmas. You're good. And people are like, oh, you just want it for the money. Nah. I'll do it so that y'all can go spend time with your families. It's very important for some of y'all. My family life was so crappy that there was no point in it. At least not. It just wasn't the same for me. Birthdays were like, Why? Because most of my life, that's the way birthdays were treated. Birthday. It's your birthday. So I don't think of my birthday as a special day. Holidays. I never thought of those as special days. Part of the reason why I was so good at being a boiler inspector, because those were great days for these companies to shut their stuff down and have all their inspections done. Oh, you'll actually work on Christmas? Well, sure, we'll have it tore down for you. You do that. I'll be there. What about New Year's Day? Fine with me. 4th of July? Sure. 2 days I wouldn't work. Memorial Day, Veterans Day. Nope, not happening. The other one would be my son's birthday. I always did my best to make sure I was there on my son's birthday. There were a few of them that I missed, I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't know, the first 5. I've missed the last 2. Of course, one of them he was overseas and not really going to go chase him down overseas to try and spend time with him on his birthday. What do you want me to do about that? Uncle Sam says, you're gone, you're gone. I warned him that they'd screw him on either birthdays or holidays or something like that. He believes me now. I know he believes me now. And no, I'm not even trying to relate these statements to make you feel bad. There's nothing to feel bad about. Okay, I grew up in a horrible family. I was trying to think of several different words and all of them came out with cuss words attached. If you're wanting to know why I slowed down there before the word family. It's fine. You know, life happens. It took me a long time to know that it wasn't exactly 100% my family's fault. It wasn't my fault. Sure, I understand that. But was it really my family's fault? No. Actually, it wasn't. Huh. Cole, I don't know. Now, I don't have an iPhone. I got a Samsung, and Samsung will let me continue to watch the video. Now, it'll shrink that video screen to like 1/4 inch by 1 inch, and which really means that all I'm doing is listening to the video because I can't really see the video. But there's been several times where I've gotten an email that I might need to answer. Including Robert. Don't get me wrong, yesterday I got an email and had to answer it, but Robert was live, so there I was viewing Robert on the tiny screen, answering an email, and then as soon as the email was back, expanding back up, and Robert's still in the middle of showing off all of those freaking fantastic pipes. Well, Steve, you understand, it's not because I'm trying to make y'all feel bad for me. I don't care. Feel bad for me, feel good for me, whatever. It doesn't hurt me none. My past is something I went through to get to here. And I proved I was tougher than that. And it was pretty tough. So for me, it's just something that happened in my past, no big deal. But it sort of explains the reasons why I'm like, no big deal about not caring about my birthday or holidays or stuff like that. Hey, 13 Pipes just put out a video, or at least according to YouTube, they finally just told me that he put out a video. It said, update from Planet Bullshit. Howdy, 13 Pipes, wherever you are. Jump in here if you want to. yes, sometimes actually, YouTube does notify me of things. And Cole, I don't know, maybe it's needing an update. I just recently, a couple days ago, I guess, and I always check and force it to check right at the beginning of every month. I'll check 2 or 3 times for updates throughout a month. But it's like, oh, the number's lower than 5. Check for all available updates. Oh, yes. GBD Rhodesian. Yeah, yeah. I'm completely cool with watching other people unboxing pipes that they got while antiquing. Or radices that they got from Mike at Briar Blues. Oh, speaking of Briar Blues, did y'all know that give it a second, here it comes. Did y'all know that I just typed in will get you a 10% discount at Briar Blues? If not, y'all weren't hanging out with Robert yesterday. And you didn't read the blob today. If that's the case, shame on all of you. Actually, I believe it's spelled wrong. Let me see. Was it maybe it was the other way to spell it? No, the first one's wrong. I'm certain that the first one's wrong. Oh no, it's not E-N-A's dad. It's E-A-N-S. Ian's dad. 10. If Robert's here, he can correct me if I'm wrong. But Mike was there. He said, you know what? I'm going to throw in a 10% discount for the people of this channel. And I happened to be there. But that's only good until Saturday, so you better move on it. Don't blame me if you miss out. You eyeballing a K Woody? You might want to see about getting that 10% discount. Donnie, no, not E-N-A-S, but E-A-N-S. Spelled wrong on purpose by Mike.
Hey, how are you?
Doing well. How about yourselves?
Doing okay, thanks.
Great to hear it.
You take care.
Yeah, hopefully it stays dry for you.
Oh, yeah. I hope so too.
Yeah, Dottie. I'm not trying to spend people's money unnecessarily. But if you're only going to buy during discount times, you better hurry. Is not my fault. Right now, I can't even afford to go window shopping at Mike's at Briar Blues. Part of that's because I blew extra money on my own cat right before Christmas time. No big deal. And part of it's because it looks like I'm going to have to take the stray cat into the vet and find out why it's still not walking on 4 feet. I mean, some of the things he's doing says he's getting better, but is there something else that needs to be done? I don't know. I'm not a veterinarian. I'm not a doctor. I don't even play one on TV. Nor am I an ophthalmologist or a dentist. As far as dental work, go to Arkansas, town of Jonesboro. I'm pretty sure you can find a damn good dentist that might understand what you're talking about when you say, I need a dental cleaning. And I'm a smoker. Chances are Cliff's going to understand. Oh, we brighten them some bitches right on up. Wow, you actually have all your teeth. That's amazing. Come on now. For those of y'all who don't understand that joke, that's all right. You've not been to Arkansas. Cliff was telling me about one of his patients that literally needed a full mouth of teeth replaced because he's steadily drinking energy drinks and Mountain Dew. And I asked him, what, meth mouth? And he was like, no, energy drinks and Mountain Dew. Kid's 20-something years old, needs a full workup replacement of all of them. Wow. I feel bad for the kid, but damn. Did it to himself. Everett, I'm telling you right now, I'd be excited too. One of these days I'll be right back to getting a job, and I'll have some lucrative style of money, and I will also be ordering some pipes from Mike and Jay Mouton and Eric Weaver and Simon from across the pond and Professor Walker and Beans 316. Oh, by the way, guess who's going live at 9 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow morning? Beans. Again, you read the blob every day, you would know these things. If you didn't, well, then you won't see us there because you'll forget about it. Wait, who needs that BB dug out of his leg? I think I missed something there, Steve. maybe I lost track of the conversation. Damn, I hate when that happens. I mean, I really hate when that happens. Not just a little bit. I really hate when I lose track of the conversation. I try not to do a whole lot of... Oh, Steve was talking about... Yeah. I don't believe that there's a BB in his leg. But if there is one... I'll be for looking for who in the hell is shooting cats with a BB gun. Now look, if you're going to use an airsoft, I've been shot with an airsoft rifle. A little ping, it stings for a second, no big deal. Doesn't break skin, might leave a little bruise. But some of these little BB and pellet guns actually can do some damage to a smaller animal. I mean, if it's just a cat and you're trying to run it off, just turn the hose on the damn thing. They'll leave. They don't like getting wet that way. Trust me. Had to do it a few times. Go get yourself a super soaker. Squeeze the trigger. Hose that cat down. Trust me, that cat will not return for a few days. You do it often enough, that cat won't return at all. Had one of those damn feral cats that was coming over and kept picking fights with my cats. I wasn't going to kill the cat, but I wasn't going to let him kill my cats. Hose that sucker down. It'll be fine. Ain't going to hurt the cat none. Just some water. By the way, Everett, I appreciate you reminding me what part of the conversation that I somehow spaced out on. And I don't know how expensive it's going to be to get this cat well enough that I can return him back to the wild, but you know what? The weather's starting to heat back up. He's not going to freeze to death if he's out there. It's time to get him on all 4 feet so he can go back. He's probably always going to hang out around my house now because he's now figured out that there's food and safety at that place. I'm good. But back when he had all 4 legs, he also used to keep the damn rats out of the yard. I've seen a few at night. So it's time to get him back to his ultimate mousing self and let him go back to work. It's what he liked doing. I figure I'll let him do it. That means I gotta put a little food in his belly and some water in a bowl and make sure that he's safe. Alright, that's fine. Still don't need the neighbors shooting a damn cat. What happens when it's not that cat? What happens if it's one of my cats? Well, then I'm over there stomping a mud puddle in somebody's ass. And when they say, oh, well, you should keep your cats in your house or in your yard. Well, you should make sure your BBs don't come into my yard in any way, shape, or form, in an animal or not. Besides that, I live inside of city limits where reckless discharge of firearms is illegal. And yes, BBs and pellet guns are considered firearms. I read through the damn stupidity laws. There's a few ways that you can go around that. If someone kicks in your door, you blast them. Good shoot, no problem. This is Texas, y'all. Someone breaks into your car while you're inside of it, and you shoot them. Good shoot. It seems like they decided that that was going to be the BB and pellet gun law, was because there were some kids that decided to shoot at windows of every cop car that drove by. So then it became reckless discharge of firearm. It's not really a firearm, but I mean, okay. At least I know why that law is in effect here in the local area. Oh, Steve, don't worry about that. No, I've got that already set aside. It's going to happen. I mean, I'm going to have to take him to the vet. At least have him checked out. And yeah, I do know about you and animals, and we're very much akin on that. I don't hunt for sport. If I'm hunting, it's for food. If it happens to be a pelt type animal, I'll figure out a way to donate the pelt for better purposes than anything I would ever have. I'm very much like the Indians in that I don't believe that you should waste any of the animal unless... Okay. If it's a javelina, shoot the shit out of them. But they just tear up the land and make it hard on all the animals. There are certain animals you just have to take out. If it's a rabid animal, you're not going to eat the meat. At least I wouldn't. Now, if Steve and Miss Kathy have come up with some sort of, they know that it's okay to eat animal who has been rabid, okay, but I wouldn't. Oh, Everett, hogs? Oh, yeah. Hogs are about the best reason on the planet to own a AR-15 type firearm. If they get big enough, then you gotta switch to the 308 caliber. But while they're still small, a little 223, oh yeah, plunk, 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 plunk. No kick, easy to get it right back on target. Shoot as many of them as you damn well can. Now, I do that out at my brother-in-law's ranch. There's times when they get so bad out there that he has to have a helicopter hunt. And then we stir up all the brush that we can and get them to run out there where people on the helicopters can go, and you see bunches of them drop. Just don't walk into the kill zone. You'll be fine. Everett, when they're young, most hogs, feral like that, they're pretty tasty. Yeah, armadillos, when they get too abundant, you got to take a few of those out. I'll agree with that. Like I said, if something goes rabid, you're taking it out more for the safety of everything else than for meat. But yeah, hogs and javelina, what they do to the land is just horrible. Well, Everett, a javelina looks like a small pig. But really it's closer to, in relation to a rat. But they do have the tusks like pigs do. Mean, run in packs. I want to tell you, now javelina is the best reason I've ever seen to have an AR-15, because you can shoot them all day long, and you'll never kill all of them off. Could literally put a line of hunters no more than 15 feet apart and walk all the way across Texas in a line. And you still could not kill all the javelinas in the area. Oh, and they breed just like hogs do. 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, 3 hours, 3 minutes, 3 seconds. Another litter, dropped, done. Anywhere between 8 and 12. No, not a javelin, but a javelina. If you feel like looking at some nasty looking animals, Google it. Though Everett, I doubt that you'll run across any javelina. They don't tend to go that far north. But South Texas is full of them. You cannot shoot enough of them. What they'll do to a water hole, I don't even want to tell you. But if enough packs of javelinas get around a water hole, they'll contaminate the water to the point where it's bad for stock animals or wild animals to drink out of it. They will piss and shit all off in the water until it is so foul that it'd take you years to clean it up. And yet they're okay with drinking it. Now, Everett, wild hogs, yes, they can get up there into Canada, sure, but I don't think anybody's seen a javelina above I-40 in years. At least not much above I-40. It'd be summertime if you do see them. And there's not a drop of meat on a javelina that's worth eating. No. Huh. No. Not just no, but hell no. Steve, it's not worth using a whole bunch of ammo on them. It's also not worth using big bore anything on them. But I've always told people, if you're ever out there in javelina territory, you better pack for 30 to 50, because they've got all kind of crazy stuff in Texas to hunt. Howdy, Doc. Great to see you, sir. Coyotes are another good reason to have an AR-15. You can eat a peacock. You ain't eating a javelina. It makes me sick just thinking about what it smells like to burn them. I knew a guy who thought he would do some ribs out of javelina. He said it was the most foul tasting crap he has ever put in his mouth. Took one bite, threw out the whole mess. And this guy knows what he's doing with ribs. I knew I let it go out too. I knew I was talking too much. Damn it. See, James, you're not the only person that'll let it go that far. Paul, pretty much, if it's a bird, it can be eaten. There's very few exceptions on that. And if you really want to know if it can be eaten, here in America, I'm going to make a statement now, and nobody get mad, because this is just what we call them down here around this area. Go find yourself a coon ass and ask them if they got a recipe for this, that, or the other, and they will tell you if it can be at all eaten. Oh, Doc, we're talking about javelina ribs. Javelina, yeah. Normally I'd say, hell yeah, ribs. Even wild hogs, Hell yeah. Feral hogs? Shit, yeah, let's eat some ribs. Javelina is a whole nother just level of nastiness that. And Steve's right. Depending upon what a wild hog has been eaten, their meat will be just rancid. And you better cook it right too, because they will have all kind of different little parasites that are off in the meat. Shit you never even thought of, but you cook them. Got to cook it right. Got to make sure that you kill off all the other crap. Otherwise, you end up with all kind of bad problems. But yeah, if you find that you've been hunting something and you don't know if there's a recipe for it anywhere, go ask one of them boys from Louisiana way down in the swamps. Call them Cajuns. And then there's that special breed of Cajuns known as Coonass. If they don't have a recipe for it, you probably shouldn't eat it. I think pelican is one of the few things that most Coonass won't eat. And if you look at the flag of Louisiana, it's got 4 pelicans on it. Yeah. Steve, I'm not trying to get nobody sick with something just because I'm telling them, oh yeah, you can cook this, you can eat this stuff. No, there's some things out there you better light a big fire. It can be eaten. And sometimes it just comes down to, am I that brave? Am I that stupid? Am I that hungry? Certain animals that just tear stuff up, you just gotta hunt them. Not for the meat, not for the sport, but for the safety of everything else. But that goes back to, I don't hunt for sport. Some people hunt for sport. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's the way you are. I don't. I've had Nutri-Rat. Got a lot of deep in the woods Cajun friends. If you don't ask them what it is and you see them eating it, you'll be fine. So when you start asking them, what kind of meat is this, that you start going, start looking like a certain guy named Martin when he was having a tarantula. Just saying. I mean, do I advocate not hunting unless it's for meat? No. There's various reasons to hunt. I just state that I don't hunt unless it's for meat. or unless it's for wildlife management. Such as you see these people that they go and run off to Africa, they go hunt lions and various different other things. For the most part, not saying every one of them, but for the most part, you'll have a really old male lion, or you will have an outcast lion, or you will have an injured lion that has decided to live somewhere close enough to humans, and they can't get rid of them. Now, I'm going to go with you through the process of this. A friend of mine does do those wild game hunts. And he goes through all the legal channels. And I do mean all the legal channels. You got to pay for all of these various different fees to even take out a sick animal that is a danger to the humans in the area, including there's various different regulations, such as you don't get to keep the skin, the claws, you don't get to keep shit. $10,000 you got to pay out, and it goes to a local village and various other regulations that you got to pay for. Then you go and hunt. You don't get the money back if you don't even see the animal. And you don't get to shoot just something because you just happen to be in the area. At the end of it, you get to go home with a picture. And there's people out there on the internet that will vilify you for dropping more money into that one little village out in the middle of podunk nowhere somewhere in Africa than they've ever seen in 5 years of their normal, regular village being there. And that money can go for new wells, schooling, various different medicines. They do a lot with that money. And all because this dangerous animal was killing people. Why is that person that was the hunter that paid a ton of money being vilified? Oh, because it's a wild animal. Well, and unless you did all the research and found out that that person was poaching for whatever reason, you can't just look at a picture and go like, oh, we're gonna go vilify this person on the internet. A lot of people are doing that crap, and they're doing it wrong. Everett, that's true. A lot of tigers will hunt humans. There's also a few species of snakes that will. Robert, yes, I did see Ghost in the Darkness with Val Kilmer years ago. Years and years ago. Didn't know it was a true story. I never looked it up. But I wouldn't doubt that it was based upon a true story. And there are some times where a truthful story is way more interesting than some of these that people will write as fiction. Wow, really? Over 100? That's a lot. And I'm not saying that that's a lot because 100 is a lot. 100 is a lot, sure. But you would think that before the death toll got up that high that something would have been done about it. From what I understand from my buddy who, like I said, he does wild game hunts, 50 is extremely high. So over 100 is like pretty much unheard of. I mean, just is. I would be a little worried. Lions got into those kind of numbers. Did they get to the point where they started liking it? Robert, save some of this information. It could be something you could talk about on your channel. I'll listen. You know I will. I'll start, sometime tomorrow after Beans 316 is finished with his live, I'll probably be looking all this up going like, this is interesting as hell. Because to me it is interesting. Now, here's one of the more interesting facts about Africa as far as hunting goes. One of their oxen that is out there is known as the Black Death. It kills more humans every year than all the lions combined. Ah, yes, the Cape Buffalo. There it is. What time is Beans live? I believe Eastern time and 9 o'clock a.m. That's tomorrow now. So don't be looking for it today. Of course, 9 o'clock a.m. is already too late for today, right? But yes, and I learned that because I read the blog daily. Phil knows I read the blob. I take pot shots at Phil about the blob on a regular basis on Twitter. I'm fairly certain he understands that it's all in fun. Yeah, Everett, Cape Buffalo have an attitude, and they stampede in packs. And where they go, there's nothing left but hoof prints and flattened pancakes. But yeah, the Cape Buffalo is, yeah, it earned its reputation, and they're pretty much out there to keep it. They, from what I understand, you want something in the range of 50 caliber, and you want it to be closer to a half mile, just in case you miss, because you might need to shoot again. I saw video footage of a guy getting run over by a Cape Buffalo that he had shot. It's like, what the hell? Shot it clean. Damn thing still traveled 1,000 yards to run him over. Guys hunt them with handguns, not this guy. Hell no. I know enough to get up in the highest tree I can find and wait there until the lions come get me down. Cape Buffalo give full-grown moose a run for their money as far as just plain ornery. And I'm sure Everett understands that statement. Moose are dangerous. Highly territorial. I had to learn all this stuff the one time I did go hunting for moose. Didn't find one, didn't shoot one. But it's good to know what you're after. Oh yeah, yeah. Get out there in moose country during rut. Yeah. Taking your life in your own hands. Though I have heard that some guys will do it just so that they can get charged at, so that they can make a legal kill without having the proper tags. Howdy, Derek. Great to see you, sir. Ah, yes, those Mises will hate you to pieces. Yeah. I remember, Moose weighs about the same as a Geo Metro. And at least if a Geo Metro hits you, you'll bounce a little bit. Everett's seen moose out in the wild. I've never seen a moose out in the wild. Been up there a few times, hope to see a few, but never have. It's like they know I'm coming and they say, fuck that. That guy's from Texas. He's going to shoot us. Well, Steve, that's up to y'all, brother. I'm not pushing for y'all to go early, and I'm not pushing for y'all to wait late. Whenever you feel up to it, we will do that, though. You know I love hanging out with y'all. Is Miss Kathy going to be there with you, Steve? If so, I'll try to get Holly to at least watch so that maybe she can say thank you her own self. Yeah, Everett, they walk pretty fast. The amazing thing is that an animal that big can be that quiet and then suddenly move that fast. I mean, I've seen some video. And I know they're quiet because, according to the guide I was out there with, the last time I had a tag to actually hunt moose, he assured me that there were moose in the area. And then sent me pictures 5 days later, 17 different moose. All in that area. Could not find a single one of them. Yeah, they blend real well at night. Except for the albino moose, which is so freakishly rare that you got a better chance of finding unicorns than albino moose. There's some out there, all white, even the antlers. And can disappear like a fart in the wind. Good Lord, Robert. How was your truck? I know in West Virginia, there's a lot of those guys that drive around with their snowplow on their vehicle year round. Now, I don't know if this is still a rule, but it used to be if you hit a deer in West Virginia, you can still scoop them up, clean, take it home. Of course, as Robert just pointed out, your crap might be totaled. Howdy, Todd. Great to see you, sir. I one time had a feral hog run out in front of my work vehicle. I swerved so it was only a glancing blow, but it fucked up the front quarter panel on the driver's side pretty well. Damn it, Everett. That's horrible. I don't understand. I don't understand shooting animals and then just leaving it. I mean, like, I've heard of people shooting a bear and not tracking it down and then making sure of the kill, and the bear gets all hatred and then starts killing things. I mean, sure, bears are monstrous big. But for the most part, bears are not truly that dangerous. Yes, they're dangerous. Don't get me wrong. They are dangerous. But an injured bear becomes an apex predator style dangerous. Oh, I've seen some wildlife get hit by trains. There ain't nothing left but a grease spot after a train hits them. Everett, I'm sure of that. Hell, you're just hoping like hell that it doesn't destroy everything that you're in. Animals weigh into the ton area. Damn. Hell, I've seen a couple of wild hogs that got hit. After rolling around in the ditch a little bit, they just got up and wandered away. You'd think they'd been dead. No. Well, I mean, Mama Bear will run out onto the road if she's trying to scare her cubs back out off of the road. Probably the most dangerous a bear ever gonna be is when you're in between her and her cubs, or if she thinks that her cubs are in danger. Oh God. All right, Steve, if you're ready to go, we'll go ahead and switch out. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, friends of all ages, hey, this was all hunting today for whatever reason. It was fun. For me, it was fun. Hopefully y'all had some fun too. As per always, remember, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, do the best you can with that. As per always, remember, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Remember, we are not going to Glum Chums today. We are going to Bear Wolf and Miss Kathy's live. They're filling in for Glum Chum while they have their issues going on at home. And try to keep Doug and Matt and their families in your thoughts and prayers. If you don't know what's going on, follow them on Instagram and YouTube and you know, it's not for me to talk about. It's if they feel like telling you, then they will. As per always, been great having y'all here. I've had a load of fun, but it's Friday. Thanks for tailgating with me. Remember, after Steve and Miss Kathy, that's Bear Wolf and Miss Kathy, there of course is going to be Cane Rod, and then a little bit later is Martin at Over a Pipe. You know I'll see you there if nowhere else. Talk to y'all soon. See you at Bear Wolf and Miss Kathy's here in just a minute. Y'all have fun. Bye for now.